Man, the Talmud tells us, is a tree of life. But unlike a tree, his roots are planted in the heavens, taking nourishment there for his soul. When a person is in mourning, the Jewish faith suggests the planting of trees in homage to the departed. The tree, symbol of hope and eternity, takes the terrestrial place of the deceased and becomes a means of prolonging his life. Respecting this tradition, although she was not Jewish herself, a little girl named Rim planted a tree in memory of someone dear to her. His name was Yuval. Yet Rim and Yuval never met. But nevertheless, Rim owes him her life. Today, Yuval's heart is beating inside her. Rim is not in fact a child like any other. She has always lived in the Arab quarter of the town of Ramleh. But unlike the other children of her village, she has never been able to lead a normal life. The reason, a congenital malformation of the heart, which had condemned her to an early death. Since birth, she has spent more time in hospital rooms than on the playground.
When my daughter was 5 months old, she started having problems due to a heart murmur, so I took her to the hospital. And they told me it was extremely serious and that the only way to save her was through a heart transplant. So we waited for a donor. We waited 3 years, but there was still no donor.
While Rim was fighting against death each day, close by, little Yuval was leading a full and happy life with his parents and his brother. He smiled at the world, and the world smiled back at him. But one day, life became unjust, putting him in the way of a fast-moving car, tearing Yuval from his family, his friends, and from life itself. Yuval was 9.
After the operation, I wanted to know who the donor was. I wanted to tell his family how grateful I was. So they told me that the donor was a child who belonged to a family in Herzliya. They asked me, "Do you want to go to Herzliya and see them?" I said, "Of course I do." Then I immediately went to their home. What they were going through was very, very difficult. And I was so sad to see them in such pain.
It was on Sunday, just before Yuval's burial. They phoned us to ask if we were willing to meet little Rim's mother. Of course, we agreed. And then she came over.
אבל אני מודה לך. אני מודה לכם, אבל אני באמת, אני מרגישה מה שיש לה. את יודעת איזה לב היא קיבלה? אני יודעת. היא קיבלה לב של מלאך. את לא יודעת איזה לב היה לילד הזה. אני נורא רוצה לפגוש אותה גם. אני רוצה שנהיה בקשר. אני רוצה שהבן הגדול גם יכיר אותה, זה מאוד חשוב. בשבילו שהוא יעכל את זה. בסדר, באמת, אני אביא אותה ותראי אותה. אוקיי, אני מאוד מבקשת.
When we see him playing and running and having fun, just simply living, it's, well, despite all our pain, we also feel a certain joy, as if our son's death hadn't been in vain. I mean, not completely in vain, because in his death there is also life. Because if we hadn't given Yuval's heart to Rim, her condition was so desperate that she simply would have died. And thanks to Yuval, she has a new life. This comforts us and somehow it makes us happy.